Or maybe even seeing him have a heart attack from the shock. That's up to you. Just let me know when my envelope's ready.
Renee should have told Asa the truth before you opened your mouth with that little speech of yours.
Don't you know any better than to eavesdrop on people?
Don't you know any better than to blackmail? You're not going to get away with this, DuAnn.
Oh, yes, I have. Renee has tried more than once to tell Asa the truth. And she's never gone through with it. And she never will.
Well, yeah, then why is it that you're heading back to Texas?
Because I drew my first breath in Sweetwater. And that's where I take my last. But in the meantime, I'm going to have one wonderful life. I've already picked out my house. Red brick colonial with a little pond in the back.
And then you're going to let Renee go on this, right?
Of course. Oh, except for an occasional call to tell her my plans for furnishing a new house or a new room in my house. I think I'll do the living room like this.
You're nothing more than a parasite, DuAnn.
I've been called worse.
Now, how do you expect Renee to be able to come up with that kind of money tonight?
Honey, if she loves her husband, she'll find a way. Now, you get out of my way.
Get your cane away from me.
Because I am going in there and enjoy that party. I'm only sorry I'm not up to dancing.
Seeing all that money really turns you on, doesn't it?
It isn't the money. It's finally the fact that Renee needs me. That she finally asked for my help.
Obviously a desperate woman.
How kind you are, Julia.
Look, what are we doing now? Have we stopped looking for Stephanie?
First things first. I have a little mission for you. We'll go to Ace's. You find DuAnn. Hand her this envelope. Make sure no one sees you.
What do you want me to say to her?
Tell her it's a one-time payment only. From Carlo Hesse. Tell her I want her on the first plane going back to Texas. And to never bother Renee again. If she doesn't, her life won't be worth living. Is that too difficult to remember?
No, Carlo, it's not too difficult to remember. I was just wondering, why don't you just let DuAnn tell Asa the truth about Max? That would cause a rift in his marriage to Renee, and you would finally have the woman you have so vehemently prayed for.
It would be too painful for Renee. I couldn't put her through that. I just want to get her out of this terrible situation with DuAnn.
You love Renee so much that you're willing to lose her.
I don't intend to lose her, Julia. I intend to win her back. Let's go.
Kind of you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Buck and Bo.
Tina, I want to talk to the senator.
I'm sorry, this is really important. You'll have to talk to him later.
What's wrong?
Everything. I need a favor from you, a really big favor.
What is it?
I need $25,000. I mean, I'm not going to borrow it for long. I can pay you back tomorrow.
You want it tonight?
Yeah. Don't you guys have like a cash box, an emergency cash box at the Banner or something?
Come on. If we had $25,000 in a cash box at the Banner, we would use it to pay off part of the mortgage.
Okay, well, is there any way that you or Clint can get the money tonight?
What do you need it for?
For a friend. For a friend that we both love a lot.
Renee, right? She won't admit it to me, but I know that DuAnn is blackmailing her for some reason. I just don't know what the reason is. Now, obviously, you do. What is it?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I'm sorry, because I promised Renee.
Tina, Don't you know that I'm on Renee's side, that I would do anything I can to help her?
Well, if you can get the $25,000, great, but if you can't, then there's nothing else that you can do.
There is only one way to deal with a blackmailer, Tina. That's not to deal with him. Now, you have to talk to Rafe about
No,
this.
you leave the cops out of this. In fact, you just stay out of this, too. Forget I asked you for the money. Just forget about everything.
Tina, what? Tina. Hello, Nigel.
Mrs. Medina.
I've come to see my grandson. I promised to read him a bedtime story. I expect he's upstairs.
I'm sure I wouldn't know. My job is opening doors and taking coats. I am not, I repeat, not involved with the children.
Yes. Well, I'll just go and tuck him in, shall I?
Why should anyone think I would know where the children are?
Judy, what are you doing here? Well, you're the last person I'd expect Asa to invite to this party.
That, money that you asked for, demanded, I've got it.
You must have had too much to drink. I don't know anything about any money, and I sure didn't demand any.
Please, I have neither the time nor the inclination for your little games. Carlo Hesse told me all about your new blackmail scheme. The $25,000, he's willing to pay it to you. Renee couldn't come up with it, but he could. Now, if you want it, let's go somewhere quiet and talk. And if you don't want it, I'm leaving now.
Meet me in a few minutes. In the stables.
Excuse me. Renee.
Excuse me, Tina.
I struck out. I can't figure out a way to get the money.
Carlo's bringing
No, Renee, you cannot bring
It is the
Carlo into
only
this.
way to keep
No,
DuAnn
Renee.
quiet. Listen. Look over here, Tina. I want you to see something. Look at Asa. He's having the time of his life. He is happier than I've ever seen him. Honey, people have come from all over the country. Senators, congressmen, even his old wildcat buddy.
Renee, for God's sake, you're scaring me. This is just a party. Your whole marriage could be at stake here. Come on. If Asa finds out that you've involved Carl, you've got to stop, and you've got to tell him the whole truth right now before...
Tina, I know what's at stake here. Now, I have almost an hour. I'm sure that Carlo's going to get here in plenty of time with the money.
Renee.